All right, peeps, what he's up to? I was meant to be doing something tonight with north to south, but it couldn't really work out tonight, so I just thought I'd come on do a wee live for a wee shot. But I think there's going to be a patrol on Sunday, but let me just get back to you on that because obviously I need to go with what's getting said in the group. I was so fusty that guy who was a bit I don't know, something just wasn't adding up a bit when I done a wee bit of digging into his background, there was a couple of things that stood out to me. Uh he's a communist, right? He's a member of the Communist Party, right? But he's walking about chatting up 20-year-old lassies, right? With a laptop in his satchel, right? Now let me ask you a question, right? If you were a teacher, right, why would you go on the set with a laptop in your backpack or your satchel? Mm. And you might be thinking, What's the significance of that?" But let me tell you, for I've been extremely young, my whole let me start from the beginning, right? So, see, when I was in primary school, right, every book I read in school, because I was born in the 80s, right? So, we had to pick our own library books, right? And I didn't notice this at the time, but I notice it now. Every book I picked was about ghouls, goblins, witches, whatever, right? And that's just all like make believe kind of fantasy stuff or because come on, it's not really that deep, but the whole point of me speaking about it is that moth for like reading about like fantasy about witches, like Roald Dahl's The Witches was my favourite book in childhood. I can't tell you how many times I've read that book and watched the film, right? But the older you get and the more you go through your own trauma in life, right, is I start to see threats everywhere. I'm constantly in a state of threat assessment. Um, so it would go for like reading about like witches and goblins and all that as a child. And then when you get older, you start reading about like witches and goblins, but in human form, if you get what I'm talking about. And what I mean by that is like your kind of Tobins, your Ted Bundys, your Peter Sutcliffes and all that. They're just uh, these people, but in they're cloaked in human skin. They're cloaked in uh, the everyday jobs and all that shit. So I think that's where the fascination stemmed from. Do you know what I mean? Um, and there's been a couple of times in my life like it's nothing to boast about. It's not it's not that you only boast about your achievements, right? It's not an achievement for me to notice somebody in the street who's acting suspiciously towards vulnerable groups like kids, addicts, alcoholics, whatever. Do you get what I mean? Because that's your duty. If you see that and you know something's wrong, that is your duty, innit? Without getting arrested, without being, um, whether it's somebody for Glasgow, somebody for Syria, Nigeria, or Gaza, or whatever, it is your duty to stop that no matter who it is, right? Uh, so it's not so much that there's certain groups being targeted rather than um like indigenous people in Scotland because we'll give you a perfect example. When we were out the other night there was a guy, there was an Indian guy, he was Pakistani or Indian, right? And then he was walking about and he'd nowhere to go because he'd ran out of steam and it wasn't even a hotel. I don't even think it was in a hotel. It was oh fuck, what was that? It was like the kind of place Ashley would get sent to, like it's called like a whole Glassford Street. It, it's like first come first serve. You can sleep there until you find somewhere else to go. And this guy was like just walking about. He'd been ruining all this shit. And you know the funny bit about it was he wasn't somebody fresh off a boat. He was a British citizen. And the best bit about this, right? The best bit about this whole anecdote was see Paul for north to south. He paid for that guy for a roof for his head that night. So the same night we had rumbled a white Scottish uh NONCE. So it's not about just targeting certain ethnicities and all that. It's Glasgow Town Centre's no safe. It's the worst it's ever been. And it doesn't matter if you're from Glasgow, Edinburgh, Nigeria, Syria, wherever. If you're up there doing no good, then if you're taking liberties, do you get what I'm talking about? Um, it's a noble cause. It's a very noble cause. Um, and the funny thing is, like, I sit in here and go, how I couldn't develop the temperament to deal with that. Do you know what I mean? Like people go, oh, but you done it the other night with that guy. But listen, see these people could tell you uh the moon was made of fucking buckfast and you would believe it. That's how convincing they are. I don't know how many people I've met that have um been abused by people and they've told me the things and the amount of research I've done into this type of behaviour. Thank fuck it's never touched my life, but I know plenty of people it has, and it's it's just as bad. Do you know what I mean? Because these are somebody's relatives, sons, daughters, cousins, and if you feel that that's standard behaviour to take advantage of somebody for sexual pleasure or mate, you're most likely living on borrowed time. And I don't mean that as a threat from me. I mean there's always somebody's dad, somebody's brother, cousin, nephew. Listen, happened to me, it can happen to you. Fuck's sake. That's how it's what my pal in Shorts prison always said to me. Always be careful how you treat people on the way up because you don't know who you're going to meet on the way back down. And I believe that. But I, I blame a lot of this fucking social media and all these. all these apps, Snapchat, fucking, it's like when I was a wee guy and a lot of other people on this channel, right? If you had an issue with somebody, you had to actually go looking for them. Where is he? Where's the thing about? See, now it's like it's all phoning and messaging, and it's fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Ersatz. It's fake. And don't get me wrong, right? There's so many wee guys out there that wouldn't think in hurting somebody just for the sake of it. And the reason I know that is because I've seen some with them. And one time I was that wee guy, so text one to no one. But the funny thing is, when I was a wee guy, right, mate, I fucking loved every wee bit of it, right? But see, my grandmother, she always says to me, Chris, this'll come back to haunt you when you're older. And I says, not only because I'm always going to be the way I'm at. But then when I got to 16 year, right, I was, no, even when I got it, right, see, even before that, right, there was hundreds of shit, my wee cousin was dying with leukemia. Fucking, I was coming home at night and watching my gran sit and watching the telly, just greeting her eyes out, and nobody speaks about this. And I don't know if it's a Scottish thing or it's just my family, right? But I think it's a Scottish thing, right? Um, you, you say I love you up until you're a certain age. Don't get me wrong, Christopher says it to me all the time, but my point is, like, he's not kind of had the same shit going on. Whereas when I was growing up, like, we never spoke about that. And anybody correct me in the comments, I think that's a Scottish thing, a Scottish working class mentality. It's like you can't kind of, nobody wants to sit and talk about fucking, listen, mate, I'm fucked up, man, I don't know what to do. I always feel that's the best way to try and hone it, because every one of yous in this chat, right? Same as myself. You've got somebody in your life. I don't care how big you think you're on your scheme, the same as myself, right? There's somebody you can go to if you're like second guessing yourself, or maybe you're fucking but half bigger and you can chew it. Listen, done it myself, right? But there's always an angle, right? Uh, it's how you handle it, know what I mean? Like, we're always thinking of the worst. Here, I'm the worst for that. Like, it was pure. No, I'm going to tell you something there, right? So, fucking, when Ross came up with it, right, he's like, you need to take a mushy shot. And I was like, fuck that, right? I took 3 acid and shots, right? And I'd never tried them before. Took 3 of them, right? And this was like 2000 and, was it end of 2004 or start of 2005, right? And I was sitting going, like, rattle free room, sitting in the NIC and shots, mate, and cunts are all here looking at us like what's wrong with him. I remember going into the toilet, right, in the rec room, and I was doing a piss. And my piss was the colour of a fucking orange fucking high vis jacket, mate. You know what I mean? It was crazy, but fucking see the day, right? Ross broke me up half a mushy shot, right? And I was recording somewhere. I was just sitting down like the park, cunts walking their dogs, right? But obviously, I'll tell you in a Roscoe when they shut the fuck up, right? But you know him, he's done this before. I've known, mate. it took me a lot of fucking. There's only certain people I would dare that way. Do you get what I'm talking about? And because it was a nice day, but mate, I couldn't stop laughing, bro. The trees were changing colour. I thought the ground was coming up under my feet and all, and that was only a wee half a man, bro. But you know the best bit about it? See, when I came home, right, I was sitting in my fucking chair out where my computer is, and I was watching the world go by, right? People going jogging, walking their dog, taking their messages home, and I was sitting going, I've lived here all my life. Why am I constantly looking for threats, right? Because see when that hit me, Ross said they filmed me, right? See when I was just sitting looking at the window, but he wouldn't stop fucking talking. He always says, you need to be in the right thing, mate. But I says, you're ruining my fucking buzz. Uh, um, it was funny, mate, because fucking we were watching ducks and all that and just pure, well, I was laughing, mate. He was fucking, uh, but, but that's the point, right? There's scientific literature saying that, see, microdosing psilocybin actually helps with PTSD and anxiety and fucking uh, whatever else, man. Take your fucking pick, right? But I was always too para, right? Because I'd never took acid in my life, right? And Betty Shots 2004, mate, and I couldn't go to them in and just done that. Here, cunts up here, day man, and freeze take them, like, he gave me free to myself. Free. Know what I mean? Fucking here, and see the best bit about it, right? Uh, it was an old firm game, right? And this is how long ago it was. Craig Bellamy, Celtic, the Welsh cunt. There was trails coming off him running up and down that peg itch, mate. And see the best bit about it, right? See before we got opened up, mate. Every CD I had, right? So this is back with CDs and DVDs. You can't get all that internet shit in there back then, right? So I had tunnels of fucking Oasis shit, right? And D12 Eminem and all, but right, see every time, see the odd Eminem shit and all, it just sounded like a conversation with a beat to it. And I put on Oasis B-sides, man, Talk Tonight and all that. And I swear down, bro, I was just lying pure smutting to myself, thinking, I'm like 2 year into a 16-year sentence, man. I'm sitting heavy fucking cheerlead at my nut here, but probably shouldn't say this on here, mate, but I actually need to do number two, right? During the dubber. Swear to fuck, mate, I used about 4 bog rolls. It was brutal. I ended up getting a bit freaked out, but bro, because fucking obviously, like, I wasn't always hammering shit in there. Not I only ever I smoking solid every day, right, for a wee bit, and then obviously got the opportunity to fucking egg acid. Wasn't missing that, and fucking aye, mate. And the funny thing is, this is how they knew something was wrong with us, right? Because I used to walk buying, like, let's say, like, my chip to the XR2s, right? And then see that day I took the acid, mate. Do you know, cunts took me in a cell to calm me down. Mate, I swear down, man. So say you had a big poster of Britney Spears, right? Like, on with like a fucking bikini on, like everything looked pure piping, like it was like chest to her. Like her lips were like the size of fucking beef burgers, mate. It just didn't look right at all, man. He screwed on that to me and I was walking by him, big joke, McTavish. Yeah, what's up with you today? And I thought, if only you knew. And here, see the best bit about it, right? I was got education one day, and I was walking by, see, like a big fucking conference room. Aye, and so that big joke, right? He worked in fucking NIC when I went there in 2004. Always used to get a warm up and all that. I used to go here, check state your trainers, not whatever, right? And fucking, so I'm walking by with all my textbooks, right? It was funny. And there was a couple of suits in there. And I'd walk by and they go, check out. It used to go, Ramig Lynchy interpreting for the postal crew. That's what it used to say, right? And I walked by and I thought, here, do you like a jail? Is that what Rangers? I thought, no, Hadgers. And the whole room burst out laughing, bro, governors, everything. I think the guy was a bit demoralised after that. But here he was alright, mate. He'd fucking, no, actually, no, it didn't, bro. I don't think it was good enough. Oh, right, hold it. Oh, gee, sometimes you're talking riddles. It takes me about 10 seconds to figure out what the fuck you're talking about, man. No, wait, when I says took me into a Peter, you fucking steamers, what you talk about? Here, no, they took me into Cammy Down. Cause bro, I was fucking listening to this, right? I was sitting, killing myself laughing for hours, right? And see the lights being the day we were all sitting out in the yard, right? I sit my fucking the his shag on says, no what to say the guys' names. But anyway, I and every cunt kept walking up and doing that. There was like 40, it all took them, right? But I was the only cunt who took three, right? And the reason I took the three was I took two, got dubbed up, watched the old firm game, and then thought to myself, so my best pal, right? So say his name was OG or Batman, I'd go, what would OG they take you for he'd take you free of him. What would Batman they take you free of him? You're in shorts, mate. You're like a weekender into a 16-year sentence. Take it. And then I wasn't funny after that. But you know what? It was a fucking experience, bro. It was fucking and these weren't even the strong asses, bro. You're right, Shell, how about you? Never mind my gibbering. Batman spiked my fucking salt and chili chips. Bro, you know what? Oh, gee, you should have seen the mad videos we were making the day, man. Some of them were fucking bro. And I, I've always been worried about, see, like psilocybin and all that, right? Because I always say some doors are only meant to be open. Do you get what I'm talking about? Uh, but the thing is, with Ross, right? He does know what he's talking about, but see, the thing is, bro, he fucked that whole mentality up with days. Like, it's all right if you're in the right company. And he just talking. Yeah, but what can you do, mate? There's Batman. Fuck you laughing at. Sick of your fucking shite. Too concentrating getting us to the Naples, mate. Purple arms. Aye, well, I've only took acid once in my life, right? And I was like 23. I was in shorts in the NIC, right? And this cunt got them in. Here, this boy was alright. He wasn't like a fucking. He was a first offender, right? So when we were in the NIC, you had to be doing 8 year or more. But he was doing 4 year. He was alright. He was just 20, right? And somebody sent him acids in, right? And because a couple of boys were going up, going, you get acid? He ran up to me, my two pals not here, got to take him. And I was like, what would you want from me? That I don't want anything, just got to take him. Took 3, mate. And aye, you've seen the video, haven't you? My, my dinner was fucking walking off a plate. Obviously, because I've not done it before, I'm not going to fucking. But it's what everybody says to me, fuck taking that in the jail, but like, there's worse things to take in there, innit? We've all got shit we would do and shit we wouldn't do, man. We're no better than they can't. Just fucking, never had what, bro. But this is it, what, man. I totally get that point, right? But when you live inside your head constantly, right? And you're constantly plunging the depths of the subconscious, not your subconscious, like me with mine. Aye. Some doors only meant to be open, mate. And I've nearly opened these doors a few times, bro. Uh, nah. Maybe once my brain flees the nest and it's like fucking. I'm like, what is that thing with Santa? Aye, it's like me, you, Gerard, Ross, when all my brains have all fucking grown up and fucked off. Like, fuck you lot, he's got, innit? Huh. Forget yourselves, innit? How what they say? Take what he says with a pinch of salt, fuck's sake. Bone tea pest tubes. So what you talking about the poo bar and all that back in the egg 80s? I was still fucking. I was working my way up the food chain then. Oh, gee, right, listen, that's the thing, right? Seeing shots, NIC, have you been up shots, bro, right? So back then, right, it was like you were never dubbed up unless they were doing the count. You weren't dubbed up for nothing, bro. Like you could go to the gym, you could go and sit in Cunt's Peters, like fucking go to the cat. There was a mad thing called the cabbage. It was a telly room, and it was like every cunt who couldn't be fucked doing anything else, like cunts that were getting mad about all the time. Here, don't get me wrong here. Listen, bro. Me and my pal went down there a couple of times, stormed it, we're not to see we were up there, bro. There was cunts punting solid in every section. So there's 6 sections in that NIC back there and see the old day hall. And mate, we owed the full canteen every week and didn't give a fuck. Because we used to sit and build joints, right? And the screws wouldn't care, right? Do you know a screw walked into my Peter, right? And my pal pulled a bucket and this screw, right? He was a mad rap fan. He was into 50 Cent and the game and Eminem and all that. This was when it was all back in Hingby because, like, say 50 Cent came out in 2003 or whatever. He was into all this, right? And he used to come in and go, here, yeah, this tune, yeah, that tune. So he'd start copying uh, like albums and fucking I remember one time I went up and gave them my box set, fucking The Sopranos box set, and they copied it off of me on Hang With This. He just, see if he liked you, he would do shit for you because he worked in the old Peter Reid, you know what I mean? And that was pure funny because he had a pet ball constrictor and he fucking printed me a big picture of it and all that, but he was a good cunt because cunts used to come up to me all the time and go, here, so say it was your Batman, you go, here, you heard that in the Oasis album, want to ask him to get me that? And I would just say it was for me because I liked Oasis anyway. Know what I mean? It's mad how uh, you get cunts like that in jails like that, know what I mean? Because I remember it came into this is what we were doing, right? And I done that. My pal pulled a bucket in my Peter, right? And he walked in and I stood right in front of the bucket. But my pal was pure giggling, right? Uh, and I done that. Here, what's happened to these buckets? Can you get us any of that? I can get you honours of that. You don't even know what a bucket is. And he goes, aye, are they? And I goes, what? And he goes, blue movies. And my pal just buckled, right? The bucket went right down and pushed all the bucket smoke into the air. And mate, I got, they don't give a fuck, see, because obviously, like, back then it was like, I don't know what it's like now, right? We're talking like maybe 15, 20 years ago, right? But um, I don't ever see, uh, I always see that jail being the same. Maybe not as bad as when it first opened and that, but I always see it because obviously, they put some heavy boys up there. And uh, that's just the way it is, mate. You always get somebody what help them. So I remember, I'm not going to say who the cunt's brother is, right? But he was a cunt getting all the solid in, right? And one day the screw it was bringing it in came in with a heavy kicker, bro. And you need to sit and think to yourself, what, they're no any different fellas, well, they are, but they're not. They're guarding us. And you're sitting thinking to yourself, look, you're one bookie line away from being my co-pilot. You know what I mean? Psychic. Wasn't what out of him, right? But Ross took a neck of the day and he was driving me fucking bonkers, mate. Like, driving me. Don't mean that in a bad way, like, I just want to get rid of him, but it was like heavy fucking uh, hyper. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because we went out, walked about and all that and fucking because he'd been trying to get me to take mushy shots, right? And I'm like, fuck that, fuck that. I took 3 acid tabs in a wanner and shots, mate, and I'll never do it again because it was a weekend and all right. So it's like during the week, right, Monday to Friday, you're open for like say 8:30 to fucking 9 o'clock all day, right? But see, at the weekend, aye, you're dubbed up at 5:30, mate, right through to the next morning. But see, now, I've heard certain shots now, and probably some other jails, right? They're doing this. It's, see, the convid, they're using that to uh, lock everybody up. Because when I was going up bed and I bet that's what the guys were saying to us. Do you know what I mean? So, sounds like a heavy abuse of power. And who's going to listen to me, or if it was me or you in the jail? You know what I mean? Um, aye. They only want to be seen to be helping people getting out of jail. The truth is, it's no in their best interest, because listen to this, right? You imagine, just say you were a dealer, right? And the whole point of you being a dealer was to get every cunt well. What you going to do with all your stock once everybody's well? Same thing with the criminal justice system. I call it carceral capitalism. So carceral meaning prison. So if prison was a business, right, what's the profit? And let me just say that now, I'm no business savvy, right? I'm just good at what noticing strange patterns, right? So what do you think it is? The prison service is run like a corporation. What's another word for corporation? A business. Why would it be run like a business if they want to rehabilitate people? And as I always say, I hate the word rehabilitation. I use it um, laziness, right? So as I don't need to go into shit, but I prefer the word reform. To me, it means don't care if you've robbed banks, fucking done shit to Wayne's or women, or been involved in organised crime or terrorism. You're still capable of perpetrating the acts, but you choose not to because you've got married, you've had children, you've got shit to lose. It's like, what was I doing? I was young, misguided. My mum and dad were addicts, whatever it is, do you know what I mean? Um, and I feel like a bit of a hypocrite sometimes, because I always see these things in the papers, right? It's like, some wee guy pulled a knife out and I go, or I'll need to go and do a talk. But see, the funny thing is, right? See them people threaten my son, and it's just because um they don't like the area he's for. And my son's knowing about gang fighting because he knows his, his feet wouldn't touch a flare, right? And I'm not saying he's no going to ever dip his toe in or get involved with the peer pressure. But you're down, no, fine, do it. Whatever it is, right? You've got to expect that. Um, but for the most part, my son does what he's asked. He respects his elders, and I'm not just talking about his family. I'm talking about like older people. Um, and the horrible thing is, like, some of these videos and shit I'm seeing, it's like groups of feral youths attacking some other youth, and say they've got a child with them, they've got a vulnerable person with them. Let me just explain to you, right? That might be the new rules or the unwritten rules, but I could never imagine doing that. And the funny thing is, like, back in the day, we didn't have phones and laptops and all that. Like, if you were in a gang and you fought with a scheme, you had to walk into their scheme to find them and vice versa. But the thing is that, for what I can tell, it's all like passive aggressiveness, which is something that just really I, I can't deal with passive aggressiveness at all, man. If you have something to say to an individual, just say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You drove a motorbike on acid, are you at it? I sorry if I'm getting right into banning night trips. It's just I'm very grateful for where I'm at in my life, and I'm no fucking um at the height of society by any means. Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful to be waking up in a king size bed in the morning, um, watching whatever and watching whatever telly channel I'm at, and that's the funny thing, right? People go, "Oh, telly channel, right?" But see, in prison, you've got about 8 channels, mate, and any of them are Wi-Fi. Some of these wee guys running about the now, if they go to the jail, the channels they're going to be watching are older than them. And as much as I feel like a hypocrite for, um, because I do have a lot of conflicting emotions about, like, trying to kind of talk to people like, listen, man, see if I could see the uselessness of that lifestyle, you've got a chance. Because trust me, my gran said to me, um, I'd be murdered, right? And then, see, a couple of weeks before, um, I got arrested for thinking got me the 16 year. I got pulled up with 3 coppers, and they were saying that to me, and all right. And do you know what the funny thing about it was, right? See, because my gran had said it to me first, it actually parried me out. And the funny thing is, right, when I see a lot of wee guys, and even some wee guys hanging about with my boy, I'm sitting going, you're traumatized, mate. And the what basically it's history repeating itself, but it's wee guys that aren't even what they're not my relatives or nothing, but you see it in them. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of a shit thing to watch. Do you know what I mean? Um, because how many people that get into crime die in their bed and keep all their money and don't have any heartache or and trust me, see when I was a wee guy, mate, that was what I aspired to. I'd have sold my soul to the devil for it. And the funny thing is, right, people say to me, prison doesn't work. I'm living proof that it works, right? But just because it worked for me doesn't mean to say I couldn't end up in jail tomorrow. It's a bit like I don't want to say addiction, like I'm physically addicted to getting into trouble, right? But what I mean is you don't pick when you're getting arrested or go to jail. The police pick. And see if you got like any sort of record, then maybe they've had a deal with you in the past, or their sergeant or their supervisor says, "Oh, their Joe Blogs, he's been in the jail for this." But what was he doing? Oh, he was shouting at somebody in the street and then walked away. I go and grab him. Why did he go and grab him? Because we got somebody off the street. And maybe this is a big thing, but about people being in prison and all right. Obviously, you've got people who need to be there, right? And see, when I was a wee guy, 100% I was one of them, right? As much as I hate to admit that. But the funny thing is, see, if you truly want to change, you will do it. It's just no easy, and you probably not get it anyway, unless you know your dad's fucking best pal's got some sort of company, get you a job, go and date your day and get home and sit with the missus and the brains, know what I mean? But the funny thing is with me that I got 4 years in prison when I was 15, right? And I got time added on for escaping and fighting in prison. So see back then, uh, when you went to the orderly room, they could add days on to your sentence, right? Believe it or not. So I had 4 year, but 3 months in sec plus added days. So anyway, that was the first one. Um, and somebody asked me, but it was for the other day. It was I was 15-year-old and I abducted two social workers because um they were taking me somewhere like back at 1 in the morning, right? But that wasn't even just the whole, there was more to it, right? And I'm no justifying it. There's no justification for it at all, right? I was just 15-year-old, right? Christopher's age, mate. See if the police came to my door, right now, and told me Christopher was in the back of me with two social workers and pulled a kitchen devil and told them to drive to Waterburn or fucking Circuit or like wherever, right? I can't tell you how monumental that is. The thing is, Christopher's got his dad, and the fact that I done that and went to prison for it, as much as it might sound like fucking, it's not, it might sound like a cool story because you're 14, 15. But here, see, once you start getting older and you've done all that time and all this and all that, all your pals are out, they're married, there's what hussies, they're going on holiday, and you're the guy whose life was on hold. You get what I'm saying? It's cool when you're a wee guy, right? But it's not. Have you know, G man? You surprised me. Fuck's it. I thought you'd have been fucking. Oh, gee, I always thought you'd have been one of cunts to try that and all that. But here, do you know what? I think the first they see, like, as I said, like my pals were taking acid for they were 14, right, mate? I didn't take one until I was like 23. I was a bit of a fucking. Uh, I was that cunt, like, whenever the cunt was trying something, I'd say, give me half a one. Because I'm cautious that way. And it's not because I think MD's trying to, like, do anything to me. I just, you hear all the horror stories or somebody put a swedge in. Uh, they took this, they took that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like that. Know what I mean, bro? Work my way up. Uh, but bro, I'm no gonna lie, right? I would never have touched these things, mate. But it was half a shot, bro. It it was like it wasn't even an inch deep, and I just went and sat down the park, and mate, it was mental, man. Like it was almost like the acid, but it wasn't full of the anxiety and shit. Like the trees were changing colour, and like I was tuned into the chirping. I know it sounds fucking nuts, right? The birds chirping and all, but Ross when they shut the fuck up, mate. It was just talking, uh, fucking this and that. Here, took a mic of the dot in there, mate. Couldn't couldn't stop laughing, bro. And that's the thing, man. Just as well cunts know you because you're rolling about a whole laughing, mate. They're like, who's this fucking weirdo? All those were the boys. Or the days, sorry. Aye. No, I was a late starter by a lot of things, man. I took my first uh ecto in Pullman, believe it or not. Uh and then the acid up in shorts. Uh it was a boy for Clydebank, right? I heard the deckies for sale, right? And I'd never tried one. I was just like, fuck this, man. I was in Wilmington, Pullman, but it was before I went up to the puzzle factory, right? And I was like, you're selling that cunt for Aberdeen fucking an ecto? He's like, aye. I was like, much you paying for it? And he told me, and I goes, I'll give you double for it. They give me it. But I'll tell you one thing right now, it didn't even come close to the one that I took the first day I got it. Not even close. Wonder where Ross is, man. He probably fucking let me try and see if I can get him. Because I'm just in here talking heavy philosophical shit. You ever try and eat Twiglets? What, the packet of crisps? No, it's knickknacks or something. Aye, stay out of shots, bro. You'll not like it. Well, you might like it, but is it worth it? Unless it's fucking one of the ones in it, bro. Fucking family, fucking Wayne's, all that shit. It wasn't like that for me, bro. I was only 21 and ended up fucking boxing with two older guys, mate, outside the fucking chippy, man. The chinky, I mean, and fucking had a pill ball and a golf ball and a soap, mate, because fucking, I was trying to stop you getting fucking, because you can throw that away, can't you? But couldn't eat on them, like the wedges. That's a mad thing, right? I can't eat your own wedges. I can't remember last time I took them, right? But I remember in fucking see sometimes I take a wee leg in. And I see when it wears off, mate. I'm doing eating pot noodles and fucking a roll sausage, you know. Mental, bro. Love D12, especially Devil's Night. I would play it, but It'll probably get fucking struck or something. Spreads and I said, nah, fuck that. Aye, so what is it? What's a packet of grass? Fuck's sake, man, I done one like that today, I know, man. Because they didn't have the cones that I always use. Still done the damage over. Wonder where Christopher is, man. It's fucking stressed me out. It's all in the float. Who, me? Here is. Oh, here is. Sorry about that. I had to switch to my computer, man. Helps me read the comments quicker. Batman, you there? You can't eat with the wedgie and the other things. I know that's the first time I've done that with a wee half a mushy shot, man. It was actually barking, but it was actually quite the experience. But even though it was only it was tiny, man. It was like a millimeter deep, but it was actually pretty potent. But I was just sitting tuned into shit, like birds chirping in trees and people walking dogs and the weeds blowing and all that. It was mental, mate. Is anybody about to bounce up for a wee bit? You can keep me company. No hassle, but there's no comments coming up. Big old Jesuit pound the pavement. I bought a laugh, man. Used to seen in the gears doing that phone, mate. I might upload them and more or something, mate. Just couldn't stop laughing, man. Oh, take care, Shell, right? Good night. Early night, best by, innit? I shall Ashley's sleeping in Christopher's room, but she'll be on the couch when he comes home. So is anybody about to come up there, but I'll drop the link. Right, people, sorry about that. Christopher's on his way home, so probably going to need to cut this. Tell her what's happening. Oh, thanks very much. How do you know Dan is Shahid, mate? Want me to drop you a link? You can come up and talk about it. You can turn your camera off, bro. Aye, so he came into the shots NIC when I was there. Aye. But I wasn't there when Baldy and all that came in, but apparently the whole got up and walked out the rec room. Good thing about shots, mate. Alright, bro, what channel's that? Can you drop the link in the comment section, bro? Here's 2 minutes. Why about that, troops? I'm gonna cut this now because Christopher's on his way home for his pal, so obviously I'm a wee bit fucking under the weather. But I thank you everybody for coming on and listening to me. It's been insightful, intelligent conversations. I like that. But shame Ross wasn't here to fucking get a first hand account, but I'm sure he'll go on tomorrow or something. So everybody have a good Friday night. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time I'm back on. Good night.